Morning, day 2. It is nice and toasty in this tent. So my cameras actually wouldn't work last night because it was too cold. So I couldn't get any footage around camp. Because the second I tried, the camera just died. But they're in the tent with me, so it's working right now. Yeah, so last night with this heater on, it stayed right about 41 degrees on my layer of where I was sleeping in the tent. Up higher, it's way warmer. Last night, it pretty much stayed in the low to mid 60s, so it was pretty comfortable. Yeah, it worked pretty well last night. Yeah, so it's not even 7 o'clock yet. I'm going to start cleaning stuff up inside this tent here shortly, and we'll get on the water before too long. So finally up out of the tent. It's 7:30. I'll look back here at camp before I start taking the tent and stuff down. So Brian will get his first wake-up call at 8 o'clock, and there's restrooms here. And this is a canoe-in only site. And by reservation only, so if you want to stay here, you need to get a reservation online. And this is Pilot Mountain State Park canoe-in campsite, something like that. You should be able to find it. So I'm just walking this way. I'm wondering if there's a better place to put in the water. Brian's boat is over at the takeout. I'm just going to sort of follow this trail over here real quick. So this would kind of be the other option, but it's a solid sheet of ice down there. I'm gonna go with where we took out. It's not bad, but yeah. So the cameras, I couldn't get them to work last night because they got too cold at camp, so I couldn't show anything at camp. But so yesterday was a good day. we put off about 10:50. But before that, as I was putting my boat down to the water, I freaking turned it upside down so it half filled with water. So then I had to get it out. So I was kind of done with that. And but when I got to camp, none of my stuff was wet. So some of it did seep into some of the dry hatches a little bit, which is bound to happen. But none of my stuff got wet because it was all in dry bags. So it was fine. But what a way to start. Pretty uneventful, really. We did about 22 miles, and with that 22 miles, we had a few smaller rapids, but we had some time, a part of the day that was really good current, and then we had part of the day, like the latter part of the day, was really, really slow current. We were just barely moving, and but we still made pretty decent time. It took us about 6 hours ish to get to camp, so 6 hours and 22 miles. So that's that's over 3 miles an hour. So we didn't stop at all. And but yeah, this is a cool little trail right here. But one of the cool things that stuck out yesterday was the last 3 miles, 4 miles, I don't know, since not too far after the Kayak River, we were paddling with icebergs. So, and if you accidentally hit them, or if you hit them on purpose, you knew it because you were hitting a solid sheet of ice. So that was pretty neat, pretty different, to be out here in the wintertime and doing that. It is cold right now. It's got down to, I think it's supposed to get down to about 20, 24, 25 last night. So it's probably not above 30, not much if it is. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to move my kayak back down to the water, and I'm gonna carry everything and load it there, so I don't have to carry a heavy boat down to the water. So that's what I'm getting ready to start working on, and then if I have time, I might do some breakfast, I might not. We got about 6 miles to the takeout today, and the end of our trip. But yeah, it's been a really good day. Really good to get out here. And it's really neat to get out here in a different kind of environment where, it's winter time. There's still snow on the ground in places. Lots of ice, dealing with lots of ice. And I, of course, had my fun on day one with the ice. But yeah, so yeah, good trip. Got a little bit of a leisure morning here, so I'm gonna go on one of these trails and see if it leads anywhere pretty neat. So far, this trail just follows right here along the river. Really nice little hike so far. This is a really neat rocky area down here. Gonna walk down here on these giant rocks. Try not to fall. Very cool. There's pretty cool beauty just about everywhere. You just gotta know where to look and you gotta know how to find it. Very cool. So I took a little detour here. Looks like we're going up to a creek. Oh yeah, frozen creek right here. Looks like you could camp up there if you had to. So I'm coming to the fork in the road, and or did I just do a mini loop? I think I just did a mini loop. I think I went around here, then looped back here. I think I came from that way. So I think if I go back this way, I'll be back at camp here in a little bit. I could be completely wrong. I might get lost. It's possible. But the reason why I think that, the river's right there. Following the river. Only I'm following the river the other way. So I think this is gonna work out. I think it's gonna work out. But you have these bluffs up here. Mountain bluffs right here on this walk is pretty nice. And like I said, the river over here is nice. That side creek was really nice. So this is a pretty nice little hike. I believe, I am not positive, but I think this is the Ivy Bluff Trail in Pilot Mountain area. So don't quote me on that for sure, but I think that's what this is a part of. So that was basically just a loop that I did without even realizing it, because very shortly after this, that little tiny creek stream here that I went over at the beginning, and camp is right up there. So right back to camp. So if you stay at this campsite and you want a nice little 20-30 minute side hike, if you go on the trail that starts on the side of campsite 2, there's 2 campsites here. That is basically a loop, and it'll take you right back to camp. I had no idea, but it's pretty cool. But a nice little side hike if you're on a kayak or canoe adventure here. Now, if you go the other side away from camp on the trail, it looks completely different. You start going up a hill, which is pretty neat. And now you're overlooking the river from above. So this would be the trail that is closest to where you take your kayaks and canoes out of the water, and closest to campsite number 1. Yeah, so walking up this trail here, I'm gonna turn the camera and let you guys see the view of the river. Pretty cool view from up here. And this is where it begins. It's the very beginning parts of the shoals area. The Bean Shoals, I think is what it's called. So it's where you have a bunch of little rapids and stuff, and it's where the river gets really wide. So this is the beginning of that. So this is the view that you have from up here. That's a pretty cool view. That is a pretty cool view. All right, so I've made it up this trail a pretty good little ways, so I'm gonna head back to camp now, finish getting ready, and I will see you guys on the water. We're gonna do this differently today. No rope today, and I'm doing it from the front. Control. Now we're off. Brian should be right behind me here. So this is the stretch that I walked the trail along here, and I could tell it was good current. Some smaller rapids. A couple of them looked pretty decent. Now this island over to the left on this side, that is Fishing Island, and every other time I've paddled this stretch I have been on the left side of the island, not the right. So this is new for me being over on the right side. So I can tell you there's a lot more shoals on the left side of the island, but I wonder what else is on this side, because it's still good current and looks like there might be a rapid or two up there. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going right here. So as we come around this bend on the after this bridge on the right side will be the takeout, the Donahaw access here on the Yadkin River.